Yo, 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 what's good out there, everybody? Salute to all of you out there. I am Sean from Hip Hop Talks, and we're about to get a show popping. But before we get into the show, last night we did a show, Crew Love episode. Thank you all for hopping on that last night with us. We actually talked about the Kendrick the first diss record before this one came out today. And I want to start this show off by apologizing on behalf of my homies Coop and AG. Coop and AG are about to hop on here in about 3 minutes, but I wanted to apologize on behalf of those guys because they shitted on Kendrick all episode last night. I was embarrassed. They ridiculed me. They mocked me. They made fun of me the entire time, on and off camera. And I didn't like that. It didn't feel good. Pause. And I wanted to come on here and apologize to all the fans who pulled up last night and tell y'all that today we will correct everything. I will correct everything. I failed you all last night by not standing up for the team, for the Kendrick followers. And I want to do that tonight because we had a long conversation after the show. And one of the things I told Coop is that here in Hip Hop Talks, we all about having a great conversation about things. And we have to keep things above board. And the thing about it, guys, AG and Cool, they didn't govern themselves properly last night. And I'm embarrassed by that. So now I'm here to correct their wrongs. I'm here to help things out and make the balance come back to where it should be. So thank you again for joining us on Hip Hop Talks. I am Sean, and we're about to get this thing going. Yo, what it do, AG? I was just
Yo,
sending you.
I can't stand you, bro. Just for the record, I don't even like you. I don't even know why I'm on here.
Yo, yo, you know y'all should never give me at least 2 to 3 minutes before you hop on. You know I'm gonna do something crazy.
That's wild. That's wild, bro.
Yes, yes. Yo, but I had to make my plea to the Kendrick fan base and make sure that I set the tone before you and Coop come on. Y'all know you can't give me 2 to 3 minutes solo. You know I'm gonna get at y'all. Yo, that's Coop.
It's all good.
What's up, man?
What's going on, fam?
What's up, Coop?
I heard Sean on here losing it already.
Yo,
Already.
I am the wild card. Yeah, you never. I don't even know what's going to happen before it happens. It just happens. Yo, fellas, how y'all doing this Friday afternoon, man? How we doing out there?
No.
It's a good Friday.
Good.
It's a good Friday.
Yeah.
Good Friday.
Real good. Yeah, real good.
Yo, man. Shout out to everybody who's hopping in right now. Shout out to Amazon, Spotify, blah 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 blah. Let's get into it. Let's go ahead and unpack this. Let's get into it. The diss record came out.
A real diss record.
You guys were very vocal last night. You got very disrespectful last night, actually. And myself and the fans, we want an apology.
You hear this guy, Coop?
First of
you know
all,
what?
I don't really do apologies or concession speeches. So,
hey, Coop said he's not J. Cole.
No,
yeah, none of that.
He's
none of that.
J. Cole, actually. He's the anti J. Cole.
But I'll tell you what, it's pretty fucking dope. It's the best song that he's made in a long ass time. He is in pocket. How about this? When we was like, like asking, like, is he the boogeyman? No, he sounds like the boogeyman on this track, like vocally. Like, the vocal inflection and tone that he chose to use was immaculate for the beat. Like, it was very well executed. And these shots were more direct. This was I'm done playing with you.
Absolutely.
This is also proof that I was talking about that he was writing 3 or 4 of these records at once, stylistically based on what I heard on Euphoria. Mm-hmm. Because now you can see with the quick comeback, it's like, oh yeah, no, you've been processing and working and breaking up and getting your game plan together too. So he's been carefully calculating this. He's been thoughtfully presenting this. This is the best record he's made in a minute. It's a dope ass diss record. I don't think it's definitely the best diss of all the disses that we've heard. Like, and pretty easily, in my opinion. But it's not quite back to back level. Like, it doesn't hurt like that, but it hurts. And Drake on the clock. Drake need to respond, which I believe. Go ahead. I don't want to talk too much. Go ahead, AG. Go ahead.
No, you cooking. You warming up. You warming up right now.
You got anything else to say, Coop? I'm just sitting back listening. You know.
I mean, I have always had plenty to say about him. The 616 is cold. Like that. That's a cold, calculated move. So this is what I mean. In the difference between that is like the way that you can go reference that information is so immediate. You know what I mean? You can immediately put together, Tupac, Canadian Father's Day, Corinthians 6:16 with the prostitution line. Like, oh no, you can ring this off. It's like this was the one that's next level. What's next level is always understood, but not easily digestible. You have to make it digestible. This is more digestible. It's a much better record. And it even has somewhat of a hook structure and format if you catch it. Albeit brief.
You warming up. Yeah. I like to go with that.
But I'm
a fan of that beat. I'm a huge fan of that beat.
Okay, so the coldest move on all of it might be that's Taylor Swift's producer.
Yes.
That's pretty much him saying, it's like, how about this, since it's tailor-made? You know what I'm saying? Yes. How about the person that does Taylor's stuff makes it?
He has resources.
There's some, you know what? There's some official. See, I feel like it gets petty. Like when I hear raps and I can see a man open hand slapping another man, like the real disrespect, like the type of shit, if somebody used to slap the shit out of you in your face, like, y'all had to like fight to the death, right? Like, you're not just gonna slap the shit out of me. Like, you used to have to, like, it's not like, you used to have to fight to the death. These were some open face slaps going on. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right.
And he was really on his who run it shit. And that's the first time I really heard him like that. And he seemed, hey, and wait for it, he actually seemed almost, guess what? A little pissed off. Seemed a little pissed off and disrespected. And I'm like, yes, it's okay to be pissed off and disrespected with your happy ass.
Yeah, he's a little perturbed. Yeah. A little perturbed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But this was built from a place of angst. And I don't mean the battling part. I mean hip hop. It came from a place of angst. So it's like when you want to be too peaceful and too happy, that really doesn't fit in with like the format under which it was designed. It can exist in that space.
Right.
But in this part of the space,
yes.
Oh no, you need to kick all that creative. No. Like, do that on your album, fam.
Yeah. I agree.
And this was the real shot.
It was.
Like, this was the first time. This was the first time in this battle I was like seriously worried about Drake. How about that?
There you go.
I think this staggers Drake. I think this is the one that Drake
that hurt.
Probably got to take a look at this differently, honestly, because the tone. I'm big on tone, and you got an Al Green sample, right? Now this Al Green sample has been sampled about 14 or 15 times. I believe Tina Marie did it. Big Mike did it. Player, you know what I'm saying? Capadonna did it. Brand New
did it for years.
Yeah, I mean it's been sampled. Talib did it. So this sample is one of my favorite samples. You guys know I'm an Al Green fan. That's why I love Ghostface so much, because he sampled so much of Al Green with the Iron Man joint. But the tone that he set with this sample, with the beat itself, and his tone, in his inflection of his voice, tells me that he heard something. He heard something. It could have been AG, it could have been a Coop, but he heard something about his voice. And one of the things that really
he heard. He might have heard my black ass.
I think
somebody want to hear that.
And I hope he did both of you. Like on the next joint. I really hope he did, y'all. But the thing, y'all remember Kanye did this actual same beat. Remember back in it was 2003, 2004. He did it was the last freestyle beat, and he killed it. When I first heard the beat come on, I had to go back and listen to that one more time. That was a joint where Kanye was just coming up, and I played them back to back. I'm actually going to do probably a mixtape with both of them, and a couple of more songs. But when I went back and listened to that, and I went back and listened to the original song, the Al Green song, I said, man, there's a message behind all of this. This whole song.
Oh, and I'm sorry, we're not done yet. Drake's uncle played on that track.
That's what I'm getting at.
Open hand pimp slap. It's an open hand pimp slap.
And
Drake, one of those pimp slaps to make you put your glasses on, and be like, "Yo, did I see him him open face slap this nigga? Did he open face slap him?"
Oh, cool. That's why I had to go back. I had to go back. I had to go back to the original song. It forced me to do that because I had to understand like the inception of his thought process, and it's all there.
Open hand slap.
AG, come on, talk to me, AG. Open quiet over there. AG was vocal last night. He was vocal last night. Oh,
I give it up what credit is due.
That's, you know what I'm saying? I think Kendrick is a friend of the show. I think he watched our show last night and heard our critiques and, you know, made some changes because I see those changes today. But like Coop was saying, it won't be no concession speeches. You know, everybody was trying to cook me in the comments last night for what my critiques were. But what I'll do is I'll say this. Euphoria was just okay, right? People were over-exaggerating the track Euphoria and acting like it was the knockout punch, which is an Ether or a story of Adidon or a back-to-back on that level, right? So if it was the knockout blow and Drake was on the mat, then it wouldn't be any need for Kendrick to spin the block, you know, a day or so later to drop another diss if it was a knockout blow. So this just kind of proves, you know, our point to what me and Coop was saying. There's no reason to spin the block if you already got him laying on the mat, right?
No.
So, but with that said,
it is. When you kill completely.
So here's the thing. All we were saying was that, well, if you're looking at the talent, if you're looking at the artist, if you're looking at the catalog, if you're looking at the way that person is revered in this space, that was just a good song.
Right.
Like that's what I'm saying. If he is everything that I've said he was from 2012 to 2017 and what people still say now, it's just a good record. And that's really all we were saying at the end of the day. And people were running around and acting like it was a great record. No, this is a great record.
It wasn't whack by any means. It wasn't whack by any means. I was putting it on the same level as Push-Ups. And after Euphoria, I never, like you said, Coop, I never felt like Drake was in trouble at that point, right?
It's better than Push-Ups.
But after hearing this record, Drake is in trouble. So I'm gonna just start off by saying, like Sean said, the tone is what really matters. He set that out the gate. His vocal tone didn't change. He was rapping in his regular voice. And I mean, this is the guy that I was looking for on Euphoria. But to me, he wasn't there, right? But the guy showed up on 616 in LA. This is the same version of Kendrick that I wanted to see battle feature J. Cole. But feature J. Cole bowed out of the race. But I think this version of Kendrick and that version of Cole would have been something to behold. But forget all that. We here now. Him and Drake are going back and forth in creative ways. It's petty. And to be honest, before today, this beef was really bizarre with the AI inclusion, with the apologies, and just things bubbling under the radar, hearing from people that we didn't even care to hear from, right? The beef was bizarre. But today was the first day I really felt like I'm locked in, like, man, hip hop is in a good place with this battle, and it's going to get taken even further, I do believe. So, but Coop touched on the different layers of the 616. I don't want to gloss over that. Like the Bible scripture from Corinthians 6:16, crazy. Like laying with a prostitute, you'll become, one flesh with her. If you don't know, you know what I'm saying? By Pusha T, Drake's baby's mother was in the adult film industry. Also, you got the whole OJ thing, the OJ trial. You got Nicole Brown Simpson's burial date was on 6/16. You also got Pac's birthday. You got the Canadian Father's Day. The gloves, the significance of the gloves on the artwork.
Yes, artwork
right.
matters.
So yeah, the artwork was crazy because it's so many layers. Drake wanted the quintuple entendre. That's what he asked for, and that's what he got. And the whole colorism thing, calling Drake a white boy, but it's kind of funny and clever with this because if he's likening himself to OJ, he looks at Drake like a white female, then this is, call it what it is. But the caveat with that is when it was posted in our Discord and I saw the track, I saw the Maybach emblem on the gloves. And I was like, I thought it was a Ross diss record. And then I clicked on it and I heard Kendrick going crazy and snapping. And then so that begs the question, are they like in cahoots now, with Ross and Kendrick? You know what I mean? Is Kendrick getting information from Ross or what have you? I don't know. But the Maybach emblem on the gloves was interesting. And, I don't know the significance of that, but it's just a lot of layers to it. Some of the bars that Kendrick said in this one landed better than the ones on Euphoria, like way better. The way he's breaking down Drake's crew and saying like, yo, you got snitches in your crew. They could be working for me. And he's breaking down like, yo, your friends don't even really like you like that. No. They just here for your money.
They are working
and
for
they
me.
Playing you.
He said they are working for me. He didn't speculate. He's like, no. He's like, I run you niggas.
Yes. Right. And then just the way he's going through it, like breaking it down like surgically was amazing. It was amazing rap. And just what was the line? I don't have the lyrics in front of me. He said, that Drake basically put money in the streets, but they didn't come back with receipts. So basically he wasted his money. And then he was like, I'm sorry I live a boring life. I'm a peaceful man, but what he said, like I'm ready for war if the world is ready to see him bleed, right?
Bleed again. Yeah, if the world is ready to see you bleed again.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm like, I only listened to the record like 3 or 4 times, but yo, that line is what stuck out to me. That's crazy. This is the Kendrick, and like I said, people are going to comment and say whatever, like, oh, AG backpedaling or whatever. It's not backpedaling because I still stand on what I said about Euphoria. But what he did on this record is what I was looking for on Euphoria. If it was a backpedal, then I would be saying Euphoria is dope. Not saying that at all. But what I will say in hindsight is this. Some people did have the wherewithal to say, no, Euphoria is a setup to something else. Kendrick knew his next move. It was telegraphed. He knew he was going to spin the block and do this. So as a setup move, like a punch that's setting up another punch, then I can accept Euphoria as that. But people were acting like Euphoria was the knockout.
You know what? Actually, he told us on Euphoria when he made I like back to back.
Right.
I'm gonna go back again. So he actually told us in the previous round that something else was actually coming, which is the part that all of us missed. Like, better not nobody walk around today and act like that they caught that line, because none of us caught that.
Right.
So I say this to say that means he was operating on a certain level. And here's what it does. Like today, 6/16. It reinforces Euphoria more because now, like you said, Sean, you can go back and reference and be like, oh, well, told me that was coming. And now this makes more sense as a setup record. Because think about it. He kind of did the same thing intro-wise that he did on the previous song, but he did it better. So there's something psychological to it, almost like saying, no, Euphoria is when I practice. This is when I play, nigga.
Right. And
I said yesterday, guys, I was saying, like, with Euphoria, it's a death by 1,000 cuts. He's cutting, like, pricking them the whole time, setting them up for the next one. Because we didn't know this was going to happen less than 24 hours. I don't think we predicted this was going to happen. We didn't predict this was going to happen afterwards.
But here's the difference, Sean. The stuff that we're hearing on this one that's rehashed information is so much more clever than it is on Euphoria.
That's what I'm saying.
It's done way more cleverly than it was on there.
This is a different checkpoint. Euphoria was one checkpoint. This checkpoint number 2. There's other checkpoints that I believe he's getting to. And I don't know if Drake is predicting that. I don't know if he knows. where Kendrick is going with this. I think this song probably got Drake thinking a little bit different now. I really do. I really think that after Euphoria,
I mean, did it make him put his diss on pause?
I think.
But here's the thing. I
That
think right now,
that was supposed to drop last night.
a lot of people had Kendrick up after Euphoria. At that point, I thought that it was fairly tied. I wasn't swayed one way or another. You know what I mean? If you looked at Like That and Euphoria in combination up against Tailor Made Freestyle and Push Ups, I had it pretty even. I wasn't leaning one way or another. But this record, to me, distinctively puts Kendrick ahead.
Yeah. This one punctuates. This one punctuates the last one. This one punctuates Euphoria, right?
Right.
Because it's the tone. I told you guys, I'm big on tone. When Nas came out with, when Ether came through, the tone, he set
disrespectful.
Disrespectful. With the whole Tupac joint, Jay-Z, he came out the gate setting the tone.
And he sounded appalled when he was on the record. Like, you what? Like
what? Yeah, he set the tone. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like this is a checkpoint. Checkpoint number 2. We're here now. And to Coop's point, Drake probably didn't see this one coming. Pause. He probably didn't think Kendrick had this in his possession.
See, you never know when another man is walking up to you. If when he's opening his hand to shake your hand.
Yeah.
Or to slap the shit out of you.
Right.
So Kendrick just kind of walked up and it seemed a little bit friendly, like a handshake. And then he raised his hand.
No doubt.
Yeah, slap.
No doubt.
Yeah. This is the one that had the tone like, yo, you really gonna make me do this to you and I don't want to. You know.
Yeah.
This is the one. Let me ask y'all this. In recent times we have 2-packs as far as like disses that kind of end the battle. You know what I mean? With Pusha T, beating Drake, he had Infrared followed by Adidon. With Drake beating Meek Mill, he had the Charged Up followed by Back to Back. It seems like this thing could go the distance, probably about 12 rounds, because both of them are, maybe going to keep going with this. So as a 3-pack with Like That, Euphoria, and then now the 616 in LA, where do you think Kendrick goes from here? Do you think that he has to go for the knockout after whatever Drake responds with, or do they keep going the back and forth route?
Well, hold on. I think we have a super chat, and I think my answer is kind of in the super chat. Tracy G with the $5 super chat says, "Is this still a rollout for K. Dot album? If it is, then he was clout chasing and started laughing or questioning." So I do not think that he's clout chasing, but I do think this is in preparation for his album.
If it isn't, so what? Everything's a rollout, I ain't mad at that.
It's entertainment.
Yeah.
Like people that have now that's the thing. If you're gonna take issue with him doing something like that, I don't know about all that, because this is entertainment. And it finally got fucking entertaining. And so like it's like this. You know when Usher album came out? Right after that damn Super Bowl performance, because he had been preparing for the album because he knew that he was performing at the Super Bowl. This is a business. That's what you're supposed to do. Like Kendrick is supposed to be making an album right now. And so part of this for me is about kind of parlaying into his album. Like instead of a feature run, he's doing a diss series because he's been called out to the carpet. And
I would be happy about that. I don't see no reason to complain about him rolling out for an album and making an album, because we don't have to wait 5 years again. If that's what he's doing now, if he's in album mode.
It's already year number 2. So
but still, that's fine. Year number 2 is fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
I remember when I was finding year number 2, and then I was traumatized by the 5-year hiatus.
What about you, Sean? Do you think he got to go for the knockout next, or can this continue to go round for round?
Man, I'm torn. I'm torn because I think we got to see what happens with Drake at this point. If Kendrick comes out with another joint over the weekend before Drake comes out with anything, which is possible at the rate that he's going, it could get nasty.
Nigga, tonight.
Yeah. If he drops tonight,
nigga. Tonight, nigga.
If he
like that, this is good enough. that tonight.
Right. If Kendrick continues to put the foot on the gas, and I think he can do that, he's showing that he can do that. Drake is gonna be in trouble. Straight
Drake, what he has to do is stay in his lane, right? He got to come up with witty, clever bars. He maybe got to hit below the belt because there ain't no way in hell that he could be as cerebral as Kendrick was with this. Like he can't tap into that like Kendrick did. So Drake has to fight his own fight, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yes. I agree with Anthony Perkins. Anthony Perkins said, "No, it's knocked out time for both of them." I think we get into that dangerous space right now because it's one of those things where you got to feel like, okay, Rick Ross, for example. I'm tired of seeing Rick Ross pop up on everything. Like he's trying to insert himself in some kind of pause in some kind of way, and I hate it because he's still becoming a distraction.
But you got the Maybach on the gloves, though. What does that mean?
Maybe that means he's just killing them in style.
Maybach. Yes.
Maybe.
Those are definitely OJ gloves, though, because of the 616. That's the day that the trial started.
Right.
That's
it's OJ gloves, but with the Maybach music emblem.
Is he saying that if the glove doesn't fit, you must have quit? Is that what he's doing?
Look, man, when you got a writer like that,
Kendrick Cochran.
His mind, Kendrick mind is. This is what we were talking about before. This is what I said last night. This is what the high elevated rappers was talking about. They were saying,
"Yes, this is what I was talking about. Where is this?
This right? This is what we know he can do. We know Kendrick can do it. So when Euphoria came out, we was like, I want more. I want a little bit more. He's showing us the trajectory. He's showing us the Kendrick that people always been talking about for all these years.
Here's what some people. Here's what I would tell you though, and let's just look at it full picture.
Yeah.
Oh, Team Light Skin from Canada had to diss you to get you to rap like this again, nigga. You didn't just want to rap like this again.
Come on, cool.
You didn't just want to rap like this again. Now you're challenging the niggas to duels. This is an open hand face slap. Now you're challenging niggas to duels. My, how everything changed so fast.
What was that line he said? What was that line he said? It was Cody said every dog has his day, but damn, what'd he say after that? Man, I haven't listened to the record since like early this morning, man. I don't even remember, but it was a cold line. Like he had a lot of bars on here.
Yeah. No. This was yeah. I'm not saying he knocked Drake down. Oh, but the nigga definitely on the ropes, looking a little glossy eyed right now.
He doubled over from this body shot. He's doubled over.
Let me ask y'all this: does this sting more than what Pusha did?
With what? Infrared or added on?
I'm just saying all of it because hear me out on this. I'm talking about Pusha brand versus Kendrick brand. Does this like weighs more at this point? Because Pusha was very methodical and surgical. He went straight to the jugular, right? But
I think the difference is Pusha's more scathing, but Kendrick is more cerebral. That's the difference.
Okay.
I think. See, it's different because it's for years, Drake wouldn't come out and play with Pusha. And so Pusha had always kind of been poking at him to come out and play. And so I don't think it's as good as Infrared. I'm not sure. It's on the level of Infrared.
I do. I don't think
it's better though. You think it's better than Infrared? Because I think Infrared as a song is better than Story of Adidon. Story of Adidon just has the visual aids to come with the song. The beat and the bar scheme and the approach to Infrared was better.
No, I'm not talking about like song for song. I'm talking about like the impact. Because although we knew Pusha like really hit Drake in the face with that one, pause. But Drake came back with Scorpion. He rebounded. Felt like he just kind of shook it off. If Kendrick continues to go down this trajectory, based off of Euphoria and this new joint that he has right now, 616. Based on the trajectory, would this be the one? Would this be the one that Drake cannot get up off the mat from? He survived. Drake survived a lot of stuff. He survived for a long time.
I don't think Drake is on the map from this one. This is a hell of a diss.
I think
This might be a standing 8 count. You know?
I think he's on the map, AG, just based on the response. I think the responses is keeping him on the map, straight up. Not so much as the song by itself. I'm talking about the responses.
So this is what this battle is becoming about, like fundamentally what they do well. So in the ring, Kendrick is a point fighter and a tactician. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He doesn't really make heavyweight blows. But what happens when the tactician shows that he has heavyweight power versus the heavy hitter?
Mm-hmm.
Because Drake's the heavy hitter in this, and Kendrick's the tactician. Well, the tactician just threw some power punches, though. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so those tactics, so those tactics are working right now. So just theoretically speaking, if we're keeping the analogy going, oh no, it's time for Drake to try to knock this nigga out.
No doubt. Yo, we got two super chats real quick, guys. Let's get this real quick. They're pretty good. $10 super chat from Tracy G. We got to keep it a bean that then 5 a.m. Toronto, they need me more than they hate me, and everybody still need Drake. Dope show, guys. Appreciate you, Tracy G. Peter Park said 616 in LA is a much better concentrated song. The trolling is heavy too. Yes. I like that word, concentrated. I like that. Yeah.
The pettiness was high.
Perfect description. Absolutely. Because let's be real. Like I said, I stand on the Euphoria take, right? Yeah. And I think this is more, to that point, more concentrated. It's more potent, right? And to your point, Sean, about the impact of it, I think the impact of Euphoria was overinflated. You know what I'm saying? But I think that reaction to this record is more warranted, in my opinion. And speaking of Euphoria, that's another layer too. They said that the air date for Euphoria was June 16th as well. So I mean that's crazy. But here's my favorite part. Here's my favorite part of the whole thing. The version of Drake that we love, the rapping version of Drake, is timestamp Drake. He took dude's own MO and used it against them. Like, I'm gonna create a timestamp joint killing you. That was the craziest part to me.
No, absolutely.
He took his own swag and then used it against them, flipped it. Like that's pretty damn clever. And like, I think this one's the one. Like Coop said, out of all the diss tracks we've gotten thus far, this is the best one. This is peak. This is top tier.
Yep. This is the first top tier record that's been made in these disses.
From either side. Yeah.
From either side, yeah. And just off of that, he's in the lead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just off the strength of that, because here's the thing about it. And here's where you do have to be concerned if you're Drake. If you were about to drop and then you heard this and this made you stop, that means what you came with wasn't hard enough to begin with.
Right.
But everything's all about timing too, so we don't know.
Yeah.
He might be surveying the chessboard, and we'll see.
Just intentionally, because here's the thing: if you know that you have the better record, like if you know, like, yeah, he did good, but I still ate him, wouldn't you still drop the record though?
But even push-ups, the drop for push-ups was shaky. Remember that whole fiasco? Yeah. That was shaky.
It was, but that's what I'm saying. It's so much going on. There's a lot. This might be big in a rap. This might not even be a rap thing at this point.
Do you think that push-ups got leaked? Like before Drake was ready to?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So
that would balance out the scales a little bit more, because that means that he might have been tactically planning some things the way Kendrick was, and push-ups kind of forced him to kind of like go lay low for a second and do what his original plan was since somebody leaked it. Right. But that would also feed Kendrick's point about how he got a snitch in his crew, though.
Yes. And that's why you got the glove. The glove, your right-hand man, Chubbs, who Kendrick is alluding to, might be the corporate. I probably shouldn't have said that.
Definitely.
It's a lot of stuff you shouldn't say that you say on air. It never stopped you before.
I'm actually gonna have to agree with AG on that.
Let's unpack something real quick. And I hate to do this, but looking long term, because this thing is far from over. Where do you think that this will rank in the pantheon of rap battles? As far as like the Titans clashing at the top, we've had the Jay-Z and Nas, like the Biggie and Pac, I wouldn't even consider it a battle because, frankly, the big responses wasn't there while Pac was alive. So, and we got other dope joints, but where do you think this will rank all time with the evidence that's been presented so far?
So far, I don't even think that it's top 5. But Drake's, like, how about this? We're in the second pressure pack moment of this battle. The first one was Drake calling out Kendrick. You know what I mean? Like, coming out to play, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Which put the pressure on Kendrick. Well, now Kendrick has come out to play and is telling Drake, hey, I really ain't playing with you though.
Right.
And so that puts the pressure back on Drake. So how Drake responds in this matter right now, it means everything right now.
Everything. It does.
It means everything right now. Like now it's on the line a little bit. It's on the line a little bit right now. Like he can't come back without a record as good as the record we just heard, which means he's going to have to operate at a very high clip.
And to that point, Coop, to that high clip, no gimmicks this time. I hated the AI on the last record. I get what he was trying to do, but I hated that approach. I mean, it was kind of clever, but I just you know how I feel about that. Didn't like that.
Not to this level yet. And I always told people this, and I hate to bring it up, but one of the main reasons that Jay lost to Nas is because he didn't take the situation as seriously as he should have. He really thought Nas was cooked.
He was arrogant. It was his arrogance that got the best.
Right. He was arrogant. Who would be the arrogant one in this case? What we're dealing with?
He'll be the one who sell the records.
That's what I mean, because it's like he probably because here's the thing. When he heard Euphoria and then he posted the meme and stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's what I mean about those are those arrogant moments where it's like, well, you laughing.
You're not touching me. Right. He's
like that's essentially what he was saying with that meme. He's like, you're not fucking with me. Absolutely. Kendrick's over there and Kendrick might be over there like, yeah, I was kind of expecting him to do that. Let me go slap this nigga in the face.
But Kendrick has a line on this record about his memes fading, like the effect of his memes fading. I'm paraphrasing.
You can slide a couple bars in. You can slide a couple bars into a song that's already been recorded. I mean, Kendrick has been doing this professionally since he was pretty much a teenager, damn near. He's in his mid-30s now. It's like to go into the studio and that's nothing to him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Let me get the super chat, guys. I don't want no trouble. Said Euphoria. I'm trying to read this thing. Hold up. Euphoria was the I'm here. You call me out. I'm here. 616 was now I'm here and I'm a dog. I'm a dog walk you and show you don't play with me in my pen.
Yeah. Very well said.
That's what it is.
Good assessment. Good assessment.
Yes, great assessment.
Anthony Perkins said, thanks for the super chat as well. Fellas, how much time are we giving Drake?
Tonight.
2 hours.
Yeah, tonight.
After this show, Drake. OVO.
like when we get done.
2 hours.
Chubb,
we get done. I'm going to throw.
Shout out to
tonight.
Nah, bro. Like shout out to Jarv. I see Jarv in the chat. Shout out to Rap Round Table because watching their show and he said something that is true. The time clock stuff don't even really matter at the end of the day because when either one of them drop, we're gonna tap in and we're gonna listen to it. You know what I mean? So I mean, we can say that he's on the clock, but
not with these KKKs.
No,
you cannot trust these niggas. I'm telling you, they are right now planning a Hotep victory parade for Kendrick, full of dashikis and beads and incense. They're doing it right now.
But Drake has always been the fast release guy where Kendrick hasn't been. I want Drake to take his time with this one.
No, he cannot do that. That's where Kendrick is psychologically cooking him as well. Like in battle, it goes back to the Sun Tzu thing. In order to defeat your enemy, you must learn to think like your enemy. And so now, Kendrick is rapping like Kendrick, but he's thinking like Drake.
Fair point. Fair
Right.
point.
Yo, let me get on Mad Max.
So Drake's starting to think like Kendrick is. That's not what. It's too late for that. You've already chosen your war path.
No doubt.
Stick to the script.
After the super chat, I gotta add something to that. Go ahead, Sean.
So Mad Max said, I like the record, but this MCU find out the next time on DBZ raps both of them doing it super corny. Drop your haymaker. Now subbing on this records about what you got in the tuck is weak. Mad Max said that since last night. He want to see the headmakers. I think most of us want to see like what it's really about. If these two people are MCs, we probably do want to see a bunch of uppercuts and haymakers instead of the pokes. Pause.
That was wild.
Okay.
It needs to get disrespectful at this point. That's what nobody really wants to say. It needs to be disrespectful at this point.
All right,
that's the point that we're at. It's called a tipping point. It's called a tipping point. We're at the tipping point. It's time to be disrespectful.
Let me ask you this:
come pimp slap me in front of everybody, and then come back and slap me again. No, you're not going to do that to me.
Let me ask you something, Coop. Do you need to read that super? Go ahead and read that super chat, Sean.
All right, it's confirmed. LP, appreciate your LP. It's confirmed. Bro. K Dot to be on first person shooter, and K Dot declined. We thought it was K Dot that didn't want the smoke. So what if it's Drake that didn't want smoke, and K Dot really is the aggressor? Yeah.
If I'm being honest, if Kendrick,
I don't believe that.
Cole is the one that keeps mentioning Kendrick, I would say it was probably Cole's idea to get him on there as well because he's the peaceful guy.
Let's go ahead and put this out there. The reality of the matter is behind doors that we don't step behind. These niggas probably been talking about shit about each other for a minute, and it's been probably going around and getting back to both camps for a while. Let's just keep it funky. Like shit like this just don't pop up one day where it's like, I don't like that nigga. No. There's usually a build up to I don't like a nigga. I don't fuck with a nigga no more. You know what I mean? Especially somebody who used to let like open up shows for you and who's been on your and who you've let on your album, on your debut album and all that stuff. It's like it gets to that point because there are things being said probably by both of these men about each other behind the scenes.
Right.
That the other dude is like, oh, he didn't say that, did he? Like, how about this? I'll never forget when I met Ja Rule. And I met him the week after C's and Junior Mafia had came in. And C's had put me on to the Quiet Storm remix and like all that. But he had some fucking shit to say about Ja Rule. Like when he grabbed the Veni Vidi Vici shit, he was like, I don't really, you know what I'm saying? He was like, you know what I'm saying? So when Ja came in the next week with Bleak, Ja and Bleak came in. When Ja came in, he was about to buy C shit. And just like, you know what I mean, not even thinking, I was like, don't do that. He didn't buy your shit. He was like, what? He put a bunch of their shit back. You know what I'm saying? Like when shit like that happens behind the scenes, you got to understand these people are artists. They are emotional about their shit. So they don't like no other nigga talking about them amongst their circle and probably like, and it's probably being said in jest. You know what I'm saying? But too many times the stuff being said in jest be like, well, hold on. He really don't know me like that to be running his mouth like that.
Right.
And then the frame and the tension becomes different. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, Coop, like with that, you said that Euphoria sounded like he was writing a bunch of different songs. Drake alluded to the first version of Push-Ups, which I didn't really like as much as the official version. That it was on the end that he said, you've been had a diss track for 4 years, go ahead and drop it, whatever. Do you think any of this material is from whatever Kendrick already had in the stash already?
As somebody that used to write rhymes with fervor, what you do oftentimes when you got dope shit stashed, you'll pull, like, let's say you, like sometimes as a writer, you'll just like write like 100, 200 bars. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll go back and you'll recite it and you'll do the shit and you'll be like, nah, that ain't it. But I got about 8 bars in here that I'm going to keep. And so I'm going to keep this paper. I'm going to keep this rhyme. I'm going to keep this recording because I got about 8 bars in there where it's like out of those 200 bars I wrote, no, but them 8 bars is hard. And sometimes they're not always together. Sometimes it'd be like 3 right here, 2 right there, 1. You know what I'm saying? And so does Kendrick have the capability to do that and thinking right on that level? Oh, absolutely. So there is a chance of that just because he is a writer's writer at heart. You know what I'm saying? And so he certainly has that capability to keep a bar or 2 in the stash, but I don't think a whole record, no. He might pull the best parts from that record too. You know what I'm saying? Just be like, no, I'm going to take those 4 bars. And now we can put that away. I got because it fit perfectly with what I just wrote right here. You know what I mean? Because your stream of consciousness, when you're a writer and you're like into your craft, like the dots will connect for you through your words. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he probably may have written something 4 years ago, but it connects to something he just wrote now. And he like, let me go snatch those 2 bars right quick. Boom. Be like, oh shit, it do fit like I thought, and keep going. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Absolutely.
Now, I want to ask you something, Sean, following that up. Seeing where stuff transpired in this battle and where it's likely going. In retrospect, do we look at Cole like he made the right call, regardless of how we felt about it at the time?
No, because Cole is still one of those. Imagine if Cole was actually into this. Pause. Like, imagine Cole was still part of this and being the Cole that we were hearing for the past couple of years by saying, I'm gonna go at everybody. I'm the best out here. You know what I mean? It doesn't change anything. What it does, it shows, like that Big say, separate the weak from the obsolete. That's all this did for me with Cole, respectfully. And I'm a big J. Cole fan. I think the world of J. Cole as an artist, as a rapper. I can't say I respect his decision because hip hop is this. This is what hip hop really means. If you're saying that you're the best, if you're saying that you are the one, my pen is better than yours, I'm going to prove that. I'm not going to bow out after I do some shots out there. I'm going to keep it going because, like you said, this is the K dot that we wanted to see against someone like Cole, right? We really didn't want to see this with Drake. We can say what we want to say. The only reason Drake
that's the real box office battle, if we're being honest.
Right. The reason why we're saying that with Drake is because Drake, honestly, is the top dog. Let's keep it a buck. But he's not just the top dog of hip hop. He's the top dog of just everything, pop, hip hop, all of that.
I mean, everything short of Taylor Swift and Beyonce, he's pretty much running.
He's running it. Right. But he's doing it in a fashion that I think a lot of hip hop purists, they don't respect. And I get it because what Drake is doing is something that Jay did in the early 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, collaborating across boundaries. When Jay was doing the collaborations with Juvie and with Nelly and all of these other entities, he was bringing on their fan base. He was gathering their fan base, right? And Drake is doing that, just an updated version of that. But what Drake is also doing now is he's also venturing into that commercial side because not only is he messing with the smaller artists, he's also messing with the bigger artists and everybody in between. So he's building like a network of different artists out there that he's working with. Now, granted, some are saying that that's a byproduct of what he signed to. And it's like, yo, you got to do this because Drake should not, the money that Drake is supposed to have, he shouldn't be doing all of these concerts. We're not going to go down that road. But what I'm saying is Kendrick this was supposed to be Kendrick and Cole going at it because Drake is over here somewhere. He's over here. He's not in that echelon with them. He's something else. And we have to admit that.
Right.
Okay. So what it is
not to quote Rick Ross.
No, go ahead, AG.
Wait, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, to quote Rick Ross, I think for Cole it was deeper than rap, right? Because like you said, he just wanted to prove that his pen was the best. But this is getting to a point where Drake and Kendrick are going to attack each other's character. And I don't think that's in J. Cole to do that.
So that's fair and fine, but let me tell you what kind of happened, especially with this record. I didn't miss J. Cole not being involved in this until today, because as far as the pen is concerned,
facts,
where J. Cole has existed,
right,
where Kendrick existed before on a level that I didn't feel like Cole was quite there yet as a writer that Kendrick was.
No doubt.
He arrived as that writer when, quite frankly, when Kendrick wasn't around, and then made a subpar project. So seeing that Kendrick is still capable of carrying that type of pen around with this record,
right,
and the pen that Cole's been carrying around the last few years, today is the day where I'm like, oh no, damn it, now's the time for both of y'all to dance.
We missed out.
We missed out.
We missed out. It's Kane and Rakim all over again. We're not going to get it.
We're not going to get it. Pause. Right. Peter Park said, thanks for the super chat, Peter. I think Cole is probably an instigator behind closed doors, playing both sides. I don't know. I think he's just out of it. I think Cole is really just bowed out. He's
and also too, it could be coming from a place from Cole, and I still don't like the move, and nothing's ever going to make me like the move.
Yeah.
But it might have came from a place of him realizing hold up, these two niggas really don't like each other now.
Right. This ain't sport. It's not a sport no more.
It's like,
That's
no.
it. Simple as that.
It's like, hold on.
Yeah.
I thought
Simple
we
as
was just
that.
going. I thought we was going to battle to say who was the best on the corner.
Right.
You niggas don't like each other.
You're trying to erase each other.
Oh, y'all don't like each other like each other.
Yeah, nah, it's
like,
a situation.
Because you also have to understand, too,
We all came up.
Cole's been building Dreamville the last few years.
Right.
So he probably hasn't been reading some of these tea leaves, possibly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when he put himself back in position to be close to all of again, he's probably thinking of it from the competitive fervor standpoint. He probably got deep enough in, that he was like, hold the fuck on.
Yeah.
You niggas really don't. Wow. Oh, y'all really don't get down with each other. You want to know what?
Right.
Hold up. Wait.
Here we go.
But the way he did it, that's not how you ghost out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even if you was gonna let them dance, it's like you should have been like, hey, this battle really ain't about me, and y'all really don't know what it's about. But I'm gonna let the people that really need to do the battle handle the situation.
Yo, Tracy,
that would have been the way to handle it.
We all came up in an era. We all came up in an era where slap boxing with your cousins, your homies, your brother, that was a normal thing to do, right?
Yeah.
Cole thought he was going to go in the backyard and slap box with Kendrick when Kendrick and Drake are clearly throwing punches at each other. And I think he just, read the writing on the wall. He thought he was going to slap box.
But to that point, let me get the super chat real quick. Tracy G said, real talk, Cole killed Kenny on Pricey, that whole first verse, and on Pie, Dot didn't want Cole.
Pie is dope.
Pie is dope. But see, that's the thing. We all feel that
I haven't listened to it since he apologized, though.
You can't.
I haven't listened to anything of his since he apologized. I haven't gotten over it yet.
It's hard to listen to it. But here's the thing about Cole. Like y'all say, I kind of disagree because I think Cole has always been semi-conscious as a rapper. The guy made I let Nas down, right? I think he self-reflects a lot in his music. And I feel that he saw this thing taking a different turn because you don't know what conversations that him and Drake had one-on-one. Drake probably said, look, man, this really ain't no rap thing. This guy trying to take me off the board. I'm trying to take him off the board. The stakes are higher. Think about when Jay and Nas were going. And I hate to keep referencing Jay and Nas, so please pardon me for that. But
it's a good reference point.
No, that's the pinnacle. We got to. It's the pinnacle.
Right. It's like when we talk boxing, we talk Ali Frazier.
But I understand the truth is all in. He was saying that by letting people know that this is not rap. The guy is really trying to take me out the game. He's trying to erase me because he wants to be numero uno. During that time, we looking at it like, yo, Jay is bugging, but it made sense. In order for Nas, in order for Jay to be the one, Nas had to go. Jay, Cole doesn't want that. He just want to say, I want to get my barbs off. I want to say what I want to say, and we can all come back together, and we will have an actual concert.
Hold on. And that's my problem with what he did, Sean, because he's ahead. He know that shit don't work that way. Don't tell me that he doesn't know that it doesn't work that way. But he know how this. He knows.
You're right.
He knows how it's supposed to play.
You're right. But in his defense, think about the era of hip hop we're in. We're in the singy song, lovey, lovey era. These guys will talk about each other one week and next week they'll pop up on stage at the concert. You know what I mean? Like Ross right now. Ross is acting a fool right now. But I guarantee you, mark my word today, a couple of months from now, Ross is going to hop on the stage with Drake and they're going to be laughing and hugging it up after all the smoke is settled because Ross is going to need that money. Trust me.
But that's what I mean. And I've been saying this for years. This generation, they all too happy together and singing Kumbaya and shit. And that ain't it. That ain't it. It's like I'll see you in the off season, fam. Like,
right. But Cole's mindset, I think his downfall, he comes off as insecure. Like it seems like he's comfortable in his own skin by what he gives out, but by his content, if you really listen to him, I really think he's insecure. And that was his downfall at the end of the day.
I don't think it's that. I think he might be the opposite. He might be a little too secure. You know what I'm saying? Like to make a move like that, you got to feel comfortable, like you're okay, like with what you've done and like your place and your placement. So it might be like he might be over secure, not insecure, in my opinion. Because if he's insecure,
That's
he would
about
feel the need. He would still feel the need to engage if he was insecure about his place. Like for me, my problem with it is that I think it's somewhere in the middle where, quite frankly, it's like he's okay with third place. And that's the part of it that I really have a problem with. It's like, you okay with the bronze medal. That's
but
okay
he's
for
the
you.
same one that complained about it and said the fans put that on him.
Right.
That's what I mean. So he might be in a place of acceptance because he has peace. Right. And that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing.
He checked himself out. It's like
and that's a beautiful thing. That don't work in this rap shit.
It's like, remember when LeBron walked off his last game with the Cavs in the Cavs series? And it was like that to me.
Yeah.
When he checked out of that game and he was done. It was like that for me.
He checked out. Let me get the super chat from Mad Max. Shout out to Mad Max. Show all the love. If Drake was smart, he'd just say, I'm a visitor in hip hop, but because of my position, I try to give back the best way I can by building up black talents and to respect to the space, because that's his position. That's a good point. Mad Max, another super chat. That would negate most of what Doc saying, that it's not just me cosplaying. I have a nerd love for the space, and I'm not from here, so I give back as the top guy is my responsibility. That's a good point.
I mean, well, here's the thing, Mad Max. He already does the give backs. Because here's the reality of the matter. For the last 10, 15 years, he's been giving niggas hooks and verses to help their shit move, not the other way around.
Yeah.
So his give back, he pulls up to rap battles. You get what I'm saying? It's like, no, his give back has actually been pretty strong if you look at it like in rap terms, because it's like, think about this. When have you ever seen an artist as big as him on so many other people's records and albums? So he's already well aware of that. That's why he's on Ross album and it'll be on like you name it, Future album. Oh, who need a hook? Thug need a hook. Okay, bet. We made it with Soulja Boy. He did a record with Soulja Boy. There is no limit to what his contribution back will be to the artists that are trying to make it, because he understands A, his position, and B, his environment, as in where he comes from. You know what I mean? He knows that he's not from here. He knows that he's from Canada. You know what I'm saying? No. That's why the give back is always so strong. That's why the Jay Prince ties are so strong. Oh, he's not from here. But he know how this shit go.
Can we address something? I don't know if it's the elephant in the room, but just thinking about it, Drake can't win this battle. Period. Because the hip hop heads don't accept him enough for him to actually win, to admit that he got Kendrick up out of here if he does have a diss that's strong enough. And on Drake's side, the casual fans, I don't think their voices will be loud enough to get him to be declared the actual winner.
Okay, so how about this? Drake needs a back down. He needs a back down. 50's record back down. He needs a back down right now. It doesn't have to be, because back down is better.
Circumstances different. Circumstances are different.
No.
This Drake is what I'm saying. Drake would be the Ja Rule in this. This is what Sean said last night.
That's why he needs a back down. That's what I'm saying. He needs to become the aggressor in this fight again and be the heavy hitter in this fight. So I don't know. I want him to do it his way, but I don't know if doing it his way is going to work in this battle. And so he needs to be on his 0 to 100 shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He needs to be on that. He needs to be on his started from the bottom type of tip. It needs to be like that. You know what I'm saying? But it needs to hit hard. I'm not saying, because here's the thing to me is I don't know if Back Down is a top 10 diss, but it's one of those diss. I think it's borderline. And I feel like he needs something like that right now. It's
here's the thing with Back Down. 50 got Ja's own fan base to turn on him.
Correct.
In this current climate with Kendrick's fan base, how they are, how rabid they are, and then Drake's fan base, do you think you only win the battle if you can get the other fan base to admit, like, yo, he got us. He got us.
Well, no, because no, AG, because Kendrick fans are delusional. I told you yesterday, they're still the Cowboys. They're making a great diss record. They're going to change the fact that he's the Cowboys. This is proof that they are the Cowboys. Because as soon as this record came out, it's over. It's like, there they go. There these niggas go again. It's over. They said it was over as soon as the record dropped. The record was out for an hour. They were like, this is over. Drake just needs to go home. It's like, sure he does. You're the Cowboys. You think you're supposed to win the championship every year.
But usually, but usually a battle is won when the other side concedes, basically. You know, because even back when Takeover was
it's when the people say, fam, you lost. Let it go.
When the people, let me get the super chat from Mike Williams real quick.
Okay.
Mike, we apologize we didn't get to it last time, bro. He said, y'all never answered my question the other day. What's wrong with Kendrick having a layer/lyrical disses? We all loved it when Royce and Lupe did it. We're going to answer that and answer Mad Max real quick. Mad Max said, yeah, but I'm saying he should use that as a rebuttal to Dot that he's not the culture. He gave more to hip hop than Dot.
Which he has, in my opinion.
He has. So, Coop, can you answer Mike's question? I think that's for you, Coop.
Okay, what are your favorite diss records? No Vaseline, Ether, Takeover, The Bitch and You. Drop a gem on them. For some people, hit them up, even though I'm not a fan of hit them up. One of my personal favorite disses is like Kick in the Door. You know what I'm saying? It's talking shit about everybody. But those are all in your face disses. Like most of our great disses are in your face. 10% diss by MC Light. Like the disses when it's up front, it's our form of confrontation.
Right.
And so the more confrontational record, like the only confrontational hip hop diss that I don't care for is Hit 'Em Up. You know what I'm saying? Just and not saying that it's not a good record. I just don't think it's as great as everybody else says it is. Not to say that it's not a dope song. It's just not as great as everybody makes it out to be for me. You know what I'm saying?
Shock value.
Yeah. But the best disses are in your face. I was just talking about the Kiss the Game freestyle with Siegel the other day. It's like, no, like you just grabbed the mic and got at him and just it was ferocious. You know what I'm saying? This is the carnal part of our culture that we enjoy. This is watching the gladiators fight in the Coliseum. You know what I'm saying? With the lions and the bulls like around, like while they fight. Like that's what this portion of the program is. And there is a certain mentality and attitude and approach that needs to be adopted to succeed at the highest level. Because here's the reality of the matter. We enjoyed the Lupe and the Royce disses. Are either one of those disses top 10 or even top 20 disses though?
We didn't even talk about it.
The bridge
we don't
is
even
over.
remember anything from them, to be honest.
Right.
Like I love Royce and Lupe as MCs. They're top tier MCs, but I can't tell you a bar from either one of those disses.
Like
I know that Lupe got him up out of here, but I can't tell you a bar from the diss.
Think about the bridge is over. Think about the bridge is over with KRS. Roxanne Shante is only good for steady.
You got to do all that. We got it. We understood. We understand that. You got to do all that. Yeah, Queens get some money.
Queens. There go that Queen shit. You don't even see. Look, you don't even look at. See, that's hold on. That's a great diss record. Think about this.
PTSD.
Look, Sean. Did you see the traumatic response Sean had to the bridge is over being from Queens? That's the mark of a great diss record. You get what I'm saying? Like you're still offended. You're still offended. It literally happened when you were a kid. Like you were literally in grade school when it happened.
Yes.
And you were quite frankly, sir, you are a middle-aged man, and you were still traumatized by the bridge is over. That's a top 10 diss.
And you know that you proceeded with verse. You like as if we're not friends. Like you proceeded to say the verse. So, well, AG, can you answer Mad Max on Super Chat?
Refresh my memory. He sent a couple. What question in particular? My bad.
He said he's saying that the rebuttal for Drake to Dot is that he did more for the culture than Dot has, which is true. He's done more for the culture really than Dot has, if you really think about it.
Definitely as far as contributing work is concerned.
Yeah. But do you think Drake can really get that off in a diss and people agree with it?
Yes and no, because to Coop's point about the back down diss, I don't disagree, Coop, but I'm gonna raise you one. again, don't want to go back to Son, but Drake has to come back with an Ether-esque, not Ether, but Ether-esque. And what I mean by that, he has to Son Kendrick. The way that Nas was able to beat Jay at that time is that he was able to Son Jay. At that point, no one was in a position to Son Jay but Nas, because everyone, all the peers, anyone behind Jay, they weren't in that position to say, "You're my son. I did this first." Nas is he was the only rapper at that time that could say, "You're not even on my level. You talking about me is crazy. I'm the first. I'm the chosen one. I'm the one that they selected. They never selected you. You was rhyming like the Fushnikins. You know what I mean? Before you made a hit with ain't no nigga. You know what I'm saying? He was the only one that could do that. And he did that in the form of Ether, but he also doubled down on it and put a nice button on it in Last Alive, right? That's where Drake has to go. Drake has to go into that Ether balance to that Last Real Alive state.
No, I'm gonna say Last Real Nigga Alive, like just straight that, not Ether, just Last Real Nigga Alive, period. Because Drake doesn't get into a storytelling bag, but if he were to outline how he helped Kendrick's career and ushered Kendrick into this game in a storytelling format, I think that could potentially be the one. So and he's in the position where he could do that, but I think that's more viable than the Ether approach. Just to piggyback off what you said, Sean.
Absolutely, because Last Alive was the one that said, "This is it. Like, this is my last dig at you, pause, to let you know you're still my son." And he broke it down piece by piece. He was saying it was me and Big and Ray. You weren't part of that equation. You forced your way into this. We never gave you that. We didn't hand it to you. You forced your way into this.
Call it a sneak attack to be specific. Call it a sneak attack to be specific.
He said, "Yo, cool." He said, "Jigga started to flow like us, but hit with ain't no." He's telling the story. Drake has to go into that realm. I don't know if Drake can tap into that, because again, I don't want to compare him to Son. I can't. No one can compare it to that. But Drake will have to tap into that area to say, "Okay, Kendrick, I got it. You came at me hard, pause." Because think about it. Takeover was scathing. Takeover, we thought in real time, Takeover, it was a rap.
Takeover was a perfect diss record.
It was the perfect diss record. It was the perfect diss record. You went at Prodigy and you went at Nas. Perfect diss record. So we thought it was a rap. But then you got someone who's more methodical, who's like tearing you apart piece by piece. Drake has to go that route, because when you think about Ether is the chemical that breaks down cocaine. What Jay-Z was, the cocaine rapper. I'm breaking you down in murals, step by step. Every verse, I'm building up and breaking you down. Drake has to go that level. He has to go into that space to say, "You know what? I'm going to break down everything Kendrick is about. Everything that Kendrick put himself in as in a position of hip hop, no matter how it looks, I'm going to break it down piece by piece and put a button on it." Can he do it? I don't know. We don't know.
I'm gonna throw another curveball out there with this. I was talking about the Blueprint 2 disc last night, but Jay's approach on that was basically trying to break down Nas's this is the guy you think is holier than thou, right?
Yeah.
Drake could
see that he's fake.
Right.
Rap version of TD Jakes prophesizing on your CDs and tapes. Ooh.
Do that.
Right. But this is proven. This is proving both of my points. The bars were there, but I hated the Austin Powers goofy hook with the voice. That's why I didn't like Euphoria, because of the voice stuff. But the stuff Jay was saying on there, those punches landed, but it didn't matter because Ether had already happened. But if Drake could take that same approach, if he could combine Last Real and Alive with Blueprint 2 and kind of attack Kendrick's persona as this holier than thou figure, I think that's the equation that he needs to win.
Yep. Ill Magic said Kendrick brought back that 2015-16 Cornrow Kenny on his song. LP said, is he doing it for the culture or his own self-preservation? He's been known to ride trends. How many black features? This is one of K. Dot angles. And Mad Max said, LP, I seen Drake put on people nobody heard of. Yes, he gets self-preservation from it, but he has to give back because of love of hip hop. And as the foreigners who not of here, I want to show my respect for us. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. Cool. Where we go from here,
gentlemen? Huh?
Where do we go from here? Like what?
I was just about to ask you. I was about to say, gentlemen, what is next exactly? I mean, like, how about this? I'm about to go upstairs. About to season this food. I'm gonna throw some food on the grill. By the time I get done grilling, there better be a song out. The sun will be down.
Yeah, I just don't want any.
I get off the grill.
I just don't want any gimmicks. I want Drake to rap like 5 a.m. in Toronto. Drake. I want Drake to rap. You know.
No, that's what I mean. 0 to 100, 5 a.m., 7 a.m. in Charlotte. Like, no. That guy needs to show up, but he needs to craft out a well thought of diss record to beat the thoughtful guy.
And he needs Boy Wonder. He needs 40 to put the beat underwater on the second half. He need a beat switch. Like, we need all that. Like,
100%.
You
need to get in his bag. You need to get in his bag.
We need a sigh. We need that sigh in the beginning. Like,
absolutely.
That. And he needs to go in. Pause. And Rick Ross need to shut up. Rick Ross need to sit down, and I'm like, I'm sick and tired of Rick Ross, man. Y'all don't understand. I'm sick and tired of Rick Ross.
I ain't even checked for Rick. Rick ain't part of this no more.
Hold on. To that point, is anybody cutting Drake any slack? Well, I don't want to say cutting him some slack, because he has the focus on so many different fronts where Kendrick can just focus on him. Because Drake has had to go up against Future, Metro, Rick Ross, Weeknd. He addressed everybody. Like, at this point, he just got to address Kendrick at this point.
When heavy is the head, my G. Heavy is the head.
Okay, you're right.
Clear what Jay said at the end. For all you other throwing shots at Jigga, you want to get half a ball.
Yeah,
and that was one of the best parts of the song too. That was him, because he cut everybody else down the side. He's like, I'm only concerned about those two guys, not really worried about the rest of you at all.
Right.
And can I add something?
Yeah.
Can I add something real quick?
Yeah.
This is just to your point, Sean, where tone matters.
Mm-hmm.
By the time the blueprint came around, Jay's rapping tone was a higher octave at this point than it was earlier on in his career.
Mm-hmm.
On Takeover, that guy sounds like he did on Volume 1, Where I'm From. Like Coop said, he put on his grown man voice to this Prodigy and Nas. That was my point about Euphoria. Period.
He didn't know none of that and all that shit. He cut that out.
No,
not for that song.
The break's over.
He meant business. But this is a quick nod to our posse cut thing last night that we was doing when he said Jigga used to
posse cut thing is crazy.
Pause. Anyway, listen. But the when we was talking about the Crew Love tracks, right?
Yeah.
When you said Jigga used to flow like us, but here where ain't no, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I was listening to The Graveyard just to get my list together, The Graveyard came out in 95, and it's just, I hadn't heard that song in a while, and it's such a stark contrast.
Yeah.
And that version of Jay.
In My Lifetime, Volume 1.
Yeah, man.
That's 95 too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
It's like a shot to your system.
Yeah, nobody switched their style in such a short time.
No,
he sounded different. Literally, one summer he sounded like that. The next summer he sounded like one of the best guys we had ever heard.
Wayne.
No, Wayne went through a process. 500 Degrees was kind of a process. The Carter one was like the main part of the process, and then the guy that popped up on the Carter 2 started running. Jay literally sounded like that in 95, and by the very next summer he sounded like one of the best MCs we had ever heard. Like, nobody ever jumped like that. He said it on Hard Knock Life, and as far as progress, you'll be hard pressed to find another rapper hot as me.
He's the best. He's the best chameleon in hip hop ever.
Well, he took the biggest jump MC ever took. That jump that he took from In My Lifetime in The Graveyard to Reasonable Doubt. Yeah, like that ain't like a foot or two. That's like a whole fucking wall.
A whole wall. Mad Max said, And this thing that Drake don't speak on black topics. Drake hasn't spoken on Palestine and Israel, so he clearly stays out of politics completely. LP asked Sean, you was texting, you was getting a text. Did he pump fake? Then pump fake. From my understanding, I don't want to give too much away right now. LP, respectfully, but he wasn't pump faking. That was supposed to drop last night. But something else came up.
Low had to dip out. You know what I'm saying? So evidently something was on the horizon.
It was coming. Pause. But like I said, there's a lot to peel back from there, and we'll share that at the right time, respectfully.
All right, fellas.
Guys, well, I think that's a wrap.
Yeah. Unless the fans got anything for us, I think we're gonna get up out of here. I mean, I'm excited for the first time.
Word, facts.
Dope ass record. Like, see, and I still look at it from an artist standpoint. This isn't just a great diss. This is the best record he's done in a long time, in my opinion. Do you understand?
10 out of 10. This is a 10. This is a 10 record.
He hasn't done a record this good in a long time.
No doubt.
Okay. Now, and this is what I mean, Drake needs to come back, because here where he needs to put the pressure on and make something equally great and probably greater. Be like, but yeah, can you do it again though? That's the pressure that he needs to apply back to Kendrick. It's like, now you've taken your steps. Now we're on the board playing this chess game together. Yeah. What your moves really look like still though, because it's like, this is what I'm saying. Kendrick is great enough, and this has been my complaint. Oh no, you're good enough that you can dig deep and give us a 10 out of 10. Look at what he just did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's capable.
I think this has got the makings to be a 7-game series, you know?
Yeah, but it's also like this too. It's like, you did you watch LeBron, KD, and Steph in the fourth quarter of a lot of games this season? Those would be the types of games that 5, 6, 7 years ago, they would just go take the game and finish the game off. If you'll notice in these playoffs, they didn't have the win in the fourth quarter to take those games over. Their numbers were there, but they got most of those numbers in the first 3 quarters. And so Drake needs to apply pressure back to Kendrick. It's like, okay, Kevin Durant can still go give you a 45-point, 15-rebound game. LeBron can go get you a 38-point, 15 assists, 12-rebound triple-double. Steph can go 9 of 15 from 3 and score 50 points. Like, they can all still do that, but they can't do that as often as they used to. Right. And that's where Drake needs to apply pressure back to Kendrick. It's like, oh, but can you do records like this like you used to consistently?
Exactly. Who has the stamina? Pause. Who has the stamina to go for the long haul? And that's a great point, Pooh. I know we get to hop off, but that's a damn good point, because
that's a hell of a point.
I think Cole saw that and was like, yo, I don't have the energy. I don't have the stamina to go this long with this, because this could drag out. This could drag out. We may not see the end of this until who knows when. This is not. We
haven't seen the stamina game since the locks, since D Block and State Prop was going at it on the mixtapes.
Right.
We haven't seen.
And Gino, because yes, for a long time, yeah,
because it was multiple record upon record upon record. So yes, we haven't seen that in quite some time.
It's an investment. It's a long investment, and these two guys got money. They have money. They have resources. Can they allot their times to go back and forth? Back then, those guys were hungry. They weren't making the money that artists are making today, so they had the time to go into the studio, drop an entire mixtape full of diss records. I missed it because we had diss records, mixtapes, 15, 20 songs. The whole tape was a diss record from different angles, pause. And now these guys, they got money now. You get money, you get lazy, you got the resources, you get lazy. So you're doing things on your time, because this takes up a lot of time. Going back and forth, it takes up a lot of time. So who's going to bow out first? Who's going to say, you know what? I ain't got time for this. I got to get back to the money and bow out. And Rick Ross, stay out of this. Rick Ross, sit your
back on Yo, I got one more question for y'all before we head out. Quick yes or no, or answer. If you're Drake, Coop, Sean, do you drop one record or do you drop a pack going at Kendrick?
I'm dropping a Pizzak. I'm dropping everything.
I mean, me personally, I would Friday, Saturday, Sunday the nigga.
Absolutely.
Friday, Saturday,
I would go Scary Hours 4. Just drop a whole 4-pack.
Yeah, I'm
All
going,
disses.
yo, I'm dropping everything back to back, back to back. I'm going triple.
Yeah.
I'm going repeat. I'm
You're
going
going back
to
see,
back.
because here's the psychological thing he's doing. He's literally doing to Drake right now what Drake did to Meek. That's the psychological part.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm not giving
3
you
days
chance.
apart. Look, 3 days apart, just like Drake did.
Right.
And
right.
so I would up the ante one more and be like, well, 1, 2, 3, nigga, what now?
Right. Triple threat. Because, but then again, the Meek that we see today versus the Meek back then, yo, this looking kind of weird because Meek now is goofy.
Yeah.
You know? So it dilutes it. It dilutes it at this point. He's goofy. And Rick Ross is also goofy. He needs to stop. So I think that it's important to get that out there as well. So, yo, thank you all for hopping on tonight for this impromptu. Please like and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Thank you all for the super chats. We definitely was able to get to all of you tonight. Hey, if Drake drops tonight, you're going to see us again tomorrow. And Rick Ross, sit down, and we out of here.
Enjoy y'all weekend.
Yo, I can't stand Rick Ross right now, man. I don't think I understand.
You seem a little disturbed.
He don't got a picture with Rick Ross.
I don't.